Hi, I'm Jennifer Drago from Peak to Profit. Each week we're going to share practical and tactical guidance to help you grow and run your profitable business. I'm an award-winning strategist and business coach who helps entrepreneurs and small business owners develop a laser-focused roadmap to business growth so they can earn more, work fewer hours, and amplify the impact that they have in the world. One of the questions I've been asked frequently over the past few weeks is, how do I respond to the economic downturn as a small business owner? I have some thoughts on this, but I really want to point out the advice that I'm about to offer is all about good business management, regardless of the economic conditions that we're in. My clients really want to know how to recession-proof their business, but there's no guarantee that your business will outlast or outlive an economic downturn. A strong financial position will set every business up for long-term success, and that's why I always advise having a sound financial strategy for your business. So let's talk about some steps that you should consider as an entrepreneur or small business owner. First and foremost, this is a great time to analyze your financial statements, including your profit and loss statements. You want to look at both your year-to-date and your year-over-year results. What trends do you notice? Are you starting to see a shift due to inflationary times? Are your expenses and supplies higher? Are your revenues down because your clients are more price resistant right now? And as a side note, if you don't have financial statements, my recommendation is that you work with a bookkeeper right away who can help you get your finances in order. Don't make decisions by what is in your bank account, because that is not a true reflection of your profitability. The only way to make educated decisions about your business is to look at your financial statements, which include your balance sheet and your income statement. Next, looking at your income statement, you want to evaluate every single expense that you have, looking for opportunities to scale back on expenses that aren't currently bringing you value. New entrepreneurs are famous for investing in a lot of technology and applications. I've been there and I've done it too. But you need to take a look and see if there are any you can eliminate, including the monthly or annual fees that go along with them. Have your supplier costs or vendor fees increased? Is it time to go out to bid for some of these services again? Are there memberships that you should take a pause on? Make sure that all of your memberships and subscriptions serve you. On a personal level, an example of a membership that many of us have but that doesn't serve us are our gym memberships. And so don't let those types of expenses also continue to accrue in your business. Another thing that you can do is to do some scenario planning for your revenue. So look at your revenue projections for the coming 12 months. A few different scenarios: a low scenario, a medium, and a high. And the reason that we do this as business owners is to be better prepared for any eventuality. If our customers decide to delay purchasing our products during this economic downturn, what does this do to our profit and loss situation? By doing those scenario plans, we will know that we can still take advantage of covering our expenses even in downturns. Another step that you can take is to evaluate your business debt. Now, hopefully you don't have any, but if you do, can you pay anything off to avoid additional finance charges? If you have a business credit card, can you pay it off and then set the card aside and don't use it until economic conditions change? Believe me, I've seen business owners finance their expenses during an economic downturn using credit or debt, only to set themselves back years, even when the economic health returns. Please don't play this shell game. A better long-run strategy is to minimize your expenses and to not have any debt. So if you have some, try to pay it off. And then you'll also want to build up a 6-month reserve in case you have a revenue drop. And a reserve will be the amount of expenses that you have in your business, covering them for a 6-month period. You want to maintain that cash in your bank account. So once you've projected your revenues for the coming months and once you've minimized your expenses, you can start putting extra dollars aside in a business savings account or even in your checking account, but know that you're not going to touch it so that you can cover expenses in the event of a financial downturn. This is good practice anyway, but it's really important when the economy is volatile. And then finally, you want to scan your environments for opportunities. I'm going to quote Spencer Johnson, who wrote the book. It's a parable book. It's called Peaks and Valleys. And he said, you change your valley into a peak when you use the good that is hidden in a bad time. So he likes to say this is peaks and valleys are akin to our economic cycle. And he says what happens in your peaks is dependent on what you do when you're in a valley. And so what we can do when we're in a valley is actually look for opportunities to serve our customers in different ways. We can also invest in ourselves and in our businesses. So, some examples. Can you add a new product or service to serve your clients when they are tightening their belts? It might be a smaller ticket item that will still serve them and solve their struggle, but at a lower price point. If you can offer a lower ticket item, you can also build a trust factor with your client so that they may be willing to invest in your higher ticket item down the road. This is a great long-term solution regardless of economic conditions, but especially important to have a lower ticket option at a time when your clients may be more price sensitive. An economic downturn may also be a prime opportunity to identify a new customer segment to serve or a new service to offer. For example, my company offers business consulting and coaching generally around business strategy, but because so many business leaders are fiscally focused right now, we've added a VIP service where we can review your financials and offer recommendations to strengthen your financial position and make you more recession-proof. In next week's segment, we're going to talk about how you can regularly scan your environment to look for these opportunities. Join us next week when we talk about SWOT analyses and show you how to do one. But for today's action takeaways, here are some things that I would recommend you do to prepare even better for the economic downturn, but then also to set your business financial strategy up for future success. Number one is analyze your financial statements. Number two, evaluate your debt and all expenses, both personal and business, because sometimes we intend to pay for our personal out of our business, but if our personal expenses are too high, it can impact our business in that way. And so make sure you evaluate all of your debt and your expenses. What debt can you pay off? What expenses can you cut? Next, you want to project your revenues looking ahead and use that scenario plan of low, medium, high so that you can see how you would do in different economic situations. Next, you'll want to establish a reserve of at least 6 months' expenses so that you're going to be fine even if your revenues do suffer. And then finally, scan your environment for opportunities during this time. This is a great time to have eyes wide open and to not pull completely back, but always be scanning your environment for opportunities. I hope that you gained some insight here about how to always be prepared for the cyclical changes in our economy. I'll see you next week. Bye for now.